Hi, guys. Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. We're going to have a conversation this Saturday, guys. I'll give you the rundown. It's going to be Martin Shkreli, it's going to be AMC, it's going to be HYMC, and then GameStop. So I will touch on all four categories today. Longer video than normal, but because I have a lot to talk about. So sit back, enjoy. And if you don't, well, then you're going to miss out on the real information, right? So here's how it works, guys. Martin Shkreli, who is he? Well, we know he's a short hedge fund guy. He started as a short hedge fund guy back in the day. Obviously, got into pharmaceuticals, and they want to call him the farmer boy. He did not go to prison for raising prices on pharmaceuticals. He went to prison for lying to investors. So he had two different fronts. He had his pharmaceutical front, and then he had his short hedge fund on the side. And what they would do is they would actually they would buy orphan drugs, and they would go ahead and raise the price on orphan drugs, and that's how they were making money. But how did they buy the orphan drugs? Right, off the companies they bought them from. I mean, they would destroy these companies. They would short the companies. They would attack them via seeking alpha articles. He uses social media a lot to manipulate people and outcomes. That's what short hedge funds do. They manufacture outcomes. He's used to this. So he's been in the space for about 3 weeks now, 4 weeks after he got out of prison, and everyone right away gave him a platform, which is kind of skeptical to me because Matthew Kors is one of the bigger voices out here in this community where he has access to multiple people, and Matt exploits Martin for the same reason Martin exploits Matt, for clicks. And when they do this, you put him on a soapbox on a platform and he can come out and say anything. So what do? They manufacture this fake, and I call it fake, but you can call it real all you want, this trading competition. And right away it's, hey, I can make money faster than you. I'm a real trader. And they're promoting this idea that day trading and gambling on the market is a normal practice, and it's a safe practice because that's what they do, and they're so good at it because they make money in an instant by betting on the market every day, and it's a risky thing to do. It's a risky thing to do when you have a tremendous amount of influence. It's an irresponsible thing to do, um, but it's your money. It's to each his own. You're an adult. You don't have to listen or whatever it may be. That's not the truth. I mean, you have influence. So let's go back to what they said. They said, we're going to go and see who can make money first. $50,000, the fastest. So then you see this tweet come out yesterday, and the tweet says, long AMC and ready to beat the shit out of Matt Kors in the trading competition. When it starts, you'll be able to watch us trade live on Twitch or whatever and track each other's trade. I'm pumped. But you see, he says he's long AMC. So being long on something by definition is over a year. You think he's going to hold AMC for a year? That's how you're going to double your money. That's what he's telling you. So I'm okay with it if he really believed it. Right? Like if he really came out and he said, yes, this is what I believe. It's a great company, has a great business model. I'm in. But when you say it's a competition, whoever can raise the money the fastest, are you really long? All right. I'll draw back on that. I want to do this for you, Martin. This is his Reddit post 4 days ago. Reddit post 4 days ago says AMC first impressions. And his first impressions, as you guys read this, you guys can go look it up yourself, is he says, I'm sorry to say it, but it's not short. And they're not going to attack the price. And price discovery is not going to increase this beyond $20. Okay. He says value correctly. He says he did 15 hours of research. He says he did 5 hours on GameStop. Way to do your due diligence. A lot of us did over a year and a half of research. A lot of us know exactly what we're looking at, and we've come to the same conclusion. You know what his conclusion was? AMC will not be profitable and make large amounts of money for over a decade. They've got to dig their way out of this old paper, as they call it, to new paper. And that means readjust these loans, consolidate your debt, figure it out. You couldn't do that in this environment if you wanted to. Certainly not with the interest rates, what they are today. But these guys owe money, period. So the covenants don't allow them to issue out dividends and the whole nonsense that any investor would want you to stay invested with this company. So he put this piece of FUD out there, and he said it's not going to be worth more than $20. In the same breath, in the same keystroke, within the next 3 days, he says he's going long on it. And this is how he's going to make back double his money faster than Matthew Kors. Makes no sense other than to say that he has been planted into this community. I'm going to speak right now from the top of my brain about how I feel about it. Martin Shkreli is a felon. He's known to lie to investors. He might be some Robin Hood hero to some pharmaceutical people, where he exposed that drug prices get raised all the time. And what's the big deal? He's not even affecting that market by raising one drug X amount of times. It's not even about that. Who are you? What's the fabric of you? Where do you come from? You're a short hedge fund. You're now telling people you're going long on something, which you might be on your public account. Are you short something on your private account? Like, you're getting people to hold it and you're encouraging that. Compound that with social media, Reddit, YouTube, anyone out there telling you the same thing. Now let's jump into something. Martin, first thing is, I don't believe you. I don't trust you. I could never trust you. That's how business works. And you probably don't want me to. You don't want people like me, people that ask questions, people that know exactly what the hell they're talking about when it comes to these companies that we've studied the P&L, right? What you care about, supposedly, the balance sheet. But guys, the crazy part is this. You know this whenever you go into a Twitter Spaces call and he tries to control the call, where he wants to be in charge and be the host and mute you if you start asking questions. There's a lot of questions to ask, like, can you officially trade? I saw an SEC filing that says you couldn't. Now you can. Why do you keep using other people's, Twitters, like the alias of someone else? You have access to more people that way, not your own. You want to start from scratch? Start from scratch. I'm sure people want to follow you. There's a lot of things that I don't trust. And this paper that he wrote, if he believed in it, then 4 days later, he says he's going long on it, and that's how he's going to make his money short term. It's all contradicting. Be very careful. Let's go to Adam Aron. Adam Aron did something totally different. Adam Aron goes on to Twitter, and I'll pull it up. I don't care. Adam Aron goes on to Twitter, and he writes right here, there's something special going on for AMC Insider Investor Connect members who earlier this year claimed their first I own AMC. What makes you think that they own Hycroft Mining as well? Like, nothing. Nothing makes you think they own Hycroft Mining. It's people's prerogative to go own it. If they own AMC, yes, but they inherently don't own Hycroft just because they own AMC. But by doing it this way, you're encouraging people to go invest and buy Hycroft Mining. And you're somehow saying it's a profitable company, which it's not. It has not made $1 since 2018 when they ceased operations. Yes, 2018, guys. They stopped all mining activities in 2018. That's not by like some stroke of luck. That's 4 years ago. You're buying into a dormant gold mine. Yes, there might be gold down in that bottom of that hill. There might be. How are you going to extract it? Oh, but they partnered up with Eric Sprott. Eric Sprott owned the debt. That's all he did. He owned the debt on that mining company. You know what Eric Sprott did a week ago? He sold 5 million shares. The biggest transaction they've had in the history for $6.4 million. And you're like, well, that's not a lot, Marantz. It's a damn lot. AMC got the whole position of 23 million shares via warrants. They can't even exercise the warrants because they have to hold more than half. That's the agreement for X amount of time. Now, in addition to that, they bought them at 119. 119 a share. Do you know what the stock price is right now for HYMC? Forget the earnings report, what he said last month or 2 months ago, where he said, we're up 64%, for $64 million on unrealized gains. There's no such thing as unrealized gains. It's either there's gains and there's not. Either you sold or you didn't, and you didn't. But Eric did. The other half of the equation sold his shares while you're still holding AMC. And Adam Aron comes out with this to get you to buy back in. And why? Because it hit under $1. It hit 98 cents this week. It's at $1.02. You think that's a good price? No, they're still diluting their shares even now. You're buying Eric Sprott's shares, as a matter of fact. It's a bad investment. Yes, it's gonna be proven to that. And that's the problem I have. Adam puts out these tweets to get you to hold. Then he tells you he's not going to pounce for a whole month. What is pounce? Why do you tell me to read between the lines? The whole point of read between the lines is you don't say it. It's like this spoken riddle. But instead, he'd rather string you along. String you along until what? What's been happening? No one is going to make money off this unless they get out. And I know, you call me FUD all you want. Call me FUD all you want, guys. I do this for you. I don't do it for me. Trust me. I got out. I got out last year. But I don't let lies just slide like this. This guy is going to keep just tap dancing around the whole thing. What pounce do you think is going to happen? I've got people saying gold-backed NFTs. What gold are you talking about? Because they put it in gold? If I give you something shiny, do you just stay quiet? When kidnappers kidnap you, what do they use? Candy. They use something to get your attention. It's all lip service, man. I wish you guys the best, but I'm not taking that candy and I'm not taking this NFT gold. You're never going to get me this way. It is not real, guys. The fees they pay to wax, the partnership they've developed, and that you will in turn pay. If you don't understand NFTs and what layer 2 is versus layer 1, there's so much he doesn't understand. I wish you the best of luck with the hundreds of millions of dollars that he has earmarked for his next acquisition. His acquisitions are making $0 for his investors. Additionally, the company itself has paid zero debt. They're not paying any debt at all. There's a cash burn. But I don't think people understand what profitability really means. We'll go forward to GameStop. By the way, AMC, good luck. I mean that. I really do. GameStop cut out all the fat. They're making changes. And they're for the better of the business. They really are. It doesn't cost them anything to make these changes. They're actually saving money. To be more nimble, to be liquid, to be fluid, to have zero debt, $1 billion cash on hand. Burn it off this quarter. Burn off a little more. Burn off a little more. Whatever it takes. But you'll hear the word profitability. It will happen. They will be profitable. They announced a stock split. You have a week to get a share. To get whatever shares you're going to get, they're going to give you 3 additional shares for that. The stock split via dividend payout is the smartest move I've seen a chairman of the board make to combat shorts. I would rather do that than come out here and just do the song and dance with advertising, glitz and glamour. They used to do this, guys, in the 40s. They used to do it in the 30s. It's called propaganda. You just sprinkle it out there and you confuse the people. Well, I'll keep beating the drum over here on this side. And brick by brick is no exaggeration. I'll get 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 until we have them all. Know what you hold. GameStop has an NFT marketplace going live this month. They have a stock split going out. They're cutting out the fat. They're becoming more fluid. It's just a ninja. They're a damn enigma on this damn market. And it's going to be great. That's my Saturday conversation. Whole lot of truth. No financial advice. But I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm buying GameStop every day until I can. Enjoy your weekend. I try to tell these guys every time. There's some people you can't save. People tell me I'm just beating a dead drum. But I don't quit. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. Do your homework, millionaires. Do your homework. Peace.